All right. So let us discuss. In last class, we discussed about the numericals of percentage method of elasticity of demand. Have you done those numericals? Unsolved numericals? Have you got the answers? Yes? Okay. Then we move to the next method, that is total expenditure method. Total expenditure method, we discussed one thing, one category. So let me revise from the beginning. Total expenditure method is the another second method of price elasticity of demand. And total expenditure method, we know that to obtain total expenditure, we have a small formula that we know. Total expenditure is equal to price into Q. Total expenditure is equal to price into Q. All right? Price into Q. Now, total expenditure, the entire amount what is spent on purchasing particular commodity. That means price multiplied by the number of quantity. Now, this by using this total expenditure method, we can have three categories. The number one is elastic demand. Number one is elastic demand. What is elastic demand? Elastic demand refers to the situation when a fall in the price of total commodity results in the increase in total expenditure. Fall in price of a commodity. Look at the diagram. In the diagram, prices are given 60 and 50. Then 60 and 50 given, fall in prices from 60 to 50. The quantity demanded of a commodity increases from 10 to 13. The percentage changes in falls in price may affect the percentage change in quantity demanded, and that quantity demanded is more than that change in its price, that is known as elastic demand. To get to this, we should draw a straight line demand curve, wider in nature, and this gap must be more than this gap. See that this gap, quantity demanded gap, is more than change in price. That is the difference. Now the second one is inelastic demand. And what is meant by inelastic demand? When a fall in price of commodity reduces total expenditure. Fall in price of a commodity reduces the total expenditure, and rise in price increases it. Certain type of commodity, when price of the commodity falls, then that may not be leading to increase the quantity demanded. Certain commodity only, exceptional cases. Like we can say cheap commodities like less price, cheap price commodities, salt, sugar, matchbox, candles, such items, whatever the price, if price decreases, fall in price of salt, do not increase the quantity demanded of the salt. We will not purchase more of salt. We need 1 kilo of salt for a month. It means that if the price of the salt falls, consumer does not purchase 10 kilos of salt. So then in that cases, inexpensive goods, in that cases, this is happening. So what is that? That is what inelastic demand. So in order to get to the inelastic demand, we can draw a demand curve which is more vertical towards the y-axis, more vertical, not that much flatter in shape, more vertical in like this, more vertical. So this is parallel, more wider, but this is more vertical. See that I'm drawing just. Look at this. Now look at this. The same I am giving the prices, that is 60 and 50. 60 and 50 are the prices, and quantity demanded is 10 and 11. See. Can you see the diagram? Can you see the diagram clearly? Avantika Shai, can you see the diagram?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now listen, what I have told, inelastic demand, see the changes in price. Look, falls in price, this particular area, from 60 rupees to 50. Falls in price, decreases the quantity demand. See this gap? This gap shows the differences. Now this gap is very smaller than this gap. What does it mean? Quantity demanded of that commodity is lesser when there is a changes in falls in price. That is what it shows. So during inelastic demand curve, to show the inelastic demand curve under total expenditure method, you should draw more vertical demand curve and elastic demand more flatter curve. Is that clear, my friends? Okay. Now we move to the third one. Third one is unitary elastic. Unitary elastic. So what is meant by unitary elastic? When total expenditure does not change. Total expenditure does not change with the change in price of the commodity. Total expenditure, that means the quantity demanded of the commodity never changes if there is a change in price. Does not changes. Does not change when there is a change in price. In this type, we can say the proper distance of the demand curve, like quantity demanded and price falls, will be equal to the 1. Equal to 1. So, when we draw these things, we can draw like this. It is like a demand curve. We can draw negative slope of demand curve, quantity and price. And drawing a demand curve. Listen, this is demand curve. And then again the same prices are giving for showing. So the quantity demanded, we can show light changes like 10 and 10, whatever the quantity. Now what does it mean that, see, this gap and this gap will equal. There is no change at all. That means it shows that, what it shows, elastic demand, unitary elastic, the total expenditure does not change with the change in price of the commodity, which is equal, unitary. So unitary elastic demand, what will be the value? The value will be equals to 1. So in total expenditure, we can say elastic unitary elastic demand is elastic demand. Okay, elastic demand we use the is equal to 1. This is the value in this case. Whereas elastic demand and inelastic demand, what are the values? So we can see that it is equal to less than 1 and this one is greater than 1. These are the values that we denote the things, 3 values. Okay. Less than 1, inelastic is no, it is greater than 1. This is less than. Inelastic is less than 1, elastic is greater than 1. Okay, this is, and unitary is equals to 1. 3 values. First one, second one, third one. Definitions. falls in price leads to quantity demanded of commodity more, so greater than. Here falls in price leads to less changes in the quantity demanded, therefore less than 1. Here there is total expenditure never changes, both equal and therefore equals to 1. So all these 3 diagrams you have to show the variations or the difference in the gap also. Okay, when you show the diagram, if these gaps are in the opposite way, that will be wrong. So keep in mind. Okay, so this is what is about the total expenditure. See what I told you, total expenditure, there are under that 3 categories: elastic, inelastic and unitary elastic. Now all these 3 types, if we draw in a single diagram, let us draw this 3 types of elasticities under total expenditure method in a single diagram. How can we draw in a single diagram? Okay, I'm just rubbing this in a single diagram. Single diagram, we can also draw all the 3 elasticities of total expenditure will be in a single diagram. So this is a single diagram. See, now listen. See, look at the diagram. Here I have drawn a demand curve like this. There is a demand curve, and I have given the name TT. Now, from here, as well as from here, vertical lines, and these are the prices P, P1, P2, P3. P1, P1, P2, P3 are the prices. Now listen, M1, M and M1 are the quantity demanded. Now see that under total expenditure method we have 3 elasticities. What is that? First one is elastic demand. So in this diagram we divide 3 zones. Zone 1, zone 2, zone 3. Zone 1 starting from here up to here. This is zone 1. And what about that zone 1 behavior? See that what is the price in zone 1? Zone 1 price is, who can help me? Someone can help me. Unmute yourself. Who will be helping? Anyone? Angel, can you?
Yes, sir.
What is the price of zone 1? Price.
Sir, price P1 and P.
No, zone 1, P1 and P. So in first level we are taking P prices. Okay, price is P. That means not simple P. OP. We will write OP level of price. So what is the quantity by that time?
M.
M. That means how will we write it? O. OM. So we write quantity is OM. Clear? Now see that falls in price. Falls in price from where to where?
OP1.
Yes, OP to OP1. Good. Then what about the quantity demanded?
M to OM1.
OM to OM1. Now see this. What about this gap? What is more?
Sir, the quantity.
Yes. So what is the value in that zone 1? Is greater than or less than or equals to?
It is less than.
No. Is greater than 1. Elastic. Zone 1 is elastic. Greater than 1. Is that clear? Okay. Now move to zone 2. Yours.
Yes, sir.
Price. Zone 2 price.
Sir,
What is the price of zone 2? Zone 2 from here to here. Zone 2. What is the price?
sir, P1 to P2.
Yes. So we will write
Oh,
OP1. Okay. OP1 to OP2. What is the quantity? Quantity is
M1.
OM1. Now look, when the OP1 at OP1 price, our total expenditure is OM1. Okay. Again, when price falls from OP1 to OP2, but still the expenditure is OM1 only. Did you understand?
Sir,
Unit, that means the zone to move. What is the value? Equals to 1. Equals to 1 in this area. See, there is no change in the quantity. The price changes. We have studied in unitary elastic. No changes. Total expenditure never changes. That means zone 2 is unitary. Unitary means equals to 1. And in third case, zone 3. Zone 3.
sir, from OP1 to OP3.
Zone 3 is from here to here. So OP2 to
OP3.
OP3. OP2 to OP3. Now total expenditure is
Sir, OM1
M1 to
to OM.
OM. That means what will be the value here? Less than 1. See, 3 types. Elastic, unitary, inelastic. All the 3 diagrams we have drawn in a simple diagram. It can be asked, explain the expenditure method by using a single diagram, or explain the categories of expenditure method by using a single diagram. So this diagram you have to draw like this. You have to note everything. Zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, all the values like greater than 1, elastic, Unitary equals to 1, unitary less than 1 is inelastic. Three categories, three types of elasticity taught by total expenditure method. All of you clear? Have you noted this thing? Noted? We will move to the next. Have you noted? Anas, have you noted?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Have you completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Then we are moving to the next. I'm going to rub this. Okay. Shall I rub? Okay. Now the third important method, the third main method we discussed, that is point method or geometric method. Third one. Point method or geometric method. Point method or geometric method. Now, what is meant by point method, and what are the types of or classifications of price elasticity at a point method? The point method is, the name itself explains, the price elasticity of demand is measured at a particular point on the demand curve. So geometric method, graphically, a price elasticity of demand can be measured with the help of what is known as point method. According to this method, price elasticity of demand at any point on the demand curve can be measured. According to this method, according to point method or according to geometric method, price elasticity of demand can be measured at any point on the demand curve. Any point, this way point, any point on the demand curve can be measured by using the formula. Like a percentage method, we are using a formula. Similarly, here we can measure price elasticity by point method at any point on demand curve using a formula that I am writing. Price elasticity is equals to line segment below the point. Line segment below the point, line segment, you can note it down, line segment below the point on the demand curve, on the demand curve, upon line segment above the point, line segment above the point on the demand curve. You can write it. Price elasticity or elasticity of demand by point method. We use a formula. Line segment below the point on the demand curve upon line segment above the point on the demand curve. It means that, I repeat, price elasticity of demand can be measured at any point on the demand curve. Now we must know what is the shape of demand curve, and if there is a particular point on the demand curve, how can we calculate the price elasticity? Now listen, under this we will see that this price elasticity of demand can be measured in two ways using two different demand curve. One is linear demand curve. One is linear. One is linear. Linear demand curve. What is linear demand curve? Linear demand curve means straight line demand curve. Straight line. Straight line. Straight line. And another one is non-linear. Non-linear. Another one is non-linear. One is straight line demand curve. Another one is non-linear demand, not a straight line. Using this linear as well as non-linear, we must know how to calculate the price elasticity of demand. Using this formula, line segment below the point on the demand curve and line segment above the point on the demand curve. Now let us come to the first one, linear demand curve. On a straight line demand curve. All right, I am drawing a diagram. Look at down. Linear means straight line demand curve. Okay. So this is my linear demand curve. Straight line demand curve. Straight line. Line AB. Straight line demand curve. Okay. Now, straight line demand curve, as I told you, any point on the demand curve, you can take or you can put any point on this particular demand curve. If suppose I put a point on this demand curve here, look at, there is a point. One more point I am using here, 2 points. I can use again point. Wherever you want to do, you can make a particular point and you are asked to calculate the price elasticity of demand of that particular point. So when we use that method using a linear demand curve, straight line demand curve, how can we calculate this? Now these are the points I am giving. Two different points. One is point R and another one is point K. AB is the straight line demand curve, and these are the 2 points that we need to calculate the price elasticity. So what is, okay, according to this, for calculating we need to know the simple formula. What's the formula? Line, lower line segment upon upper line segment, means below the point and above the point. So we can write in another way, lower line segment. So we are writing like this, at elasticity of price elasticity of demand at a point where R, at a point R, that is equals to, we write the formula, line segment below the point, we can write lower line segment upon upper line segment. One is lower line and another one is upper line segment. We have written the formula. Now, okay, line segment we write. Symbolically we can write at a point R. What is the lower line segment? Lower line, look at the diagram. Lower line segment, this AB is the line, okay, and point R is a particular point. And what is the lower line segment? RB. RB. So we write here RB upon what is the upper line segment? RA. So we write RA. RB, lower line segment is RB, upper line segment is RA. We have written like this because this is the formula. And that means what is the elasticity? Elasticity is greater than 1. I will tell you. One more point I am noting. Point S. This is elasticity in these cases. Why it is so? I will tell you an easy method. Now, the next one I am giving, this is greater than 1. Next point is point K. So we will write like this: elasticity of demand at point K, that is equals to what is lower line segment upon upper line segment. Again you see, lower line is KB upon upper line is KA. Not this point, KA. That means the value will be less than 1. We can write this less than 1. Now one more, let me write S. Elasticity at point S is equal to lower line segment, that is SB. SB upon upper line segment, SA, which means the value is equals to 1. Listen, 3 values we have seen that. Not only 3, there are 5 different values we have to find out. Greater than 1, less than 1, equals to 1, infinity and 0. All those 5 types of elasticities. Now in these cases, why these 3 easily we have found that. Keep in mind that if a particular point is center of the line of the demand curve, if a particular point is center of the demand curve, then that point's elasticity will be equals to 1. Keep in mind, in an easy method I am saying, you are asked to calculate in such a way, if a particular point on a straight line demand curve will be at the center, then the price elasticity will be equals to 1. Got it? Then whatever the point that lies above this middle point, means all these areas, wherever the point comes, all this area, wherever the point comes, the value will be greater than 1. Clear? And wherever the point that comes below this area, the value will be less than 1. Got the easy method? How many of you are clear? How many of you are clear? How many of you are clear? Show me. Those who are clear, show your thumb. All right. Kashu is not clear. Did you understand? Okay. What about others? Okay. All right. Now listen again. Now you are asked to calculate price elasticity of demand at different points. I told you there are 5. What are those? Equals greater than 1, less than 1, equals to 1, 0, infinity. Now all the 3 we have done. Now 2 more there. What is the 2 more? We can see this particular point is also one point I am considering, and here also one more. So we will give two more letters there. Okay, this is P, and this one is for T. Any point, any letter as you like, doesn't matter. Any letter, 5 points are there because 5 values are there. 3 values already over. Now the fourth and fifth value, what are the points? The point is P. At point P, elasticity of value is equals to infinity. Keep in mind, this is the elasticity value. The point that touches, the demand curve that touches y-axis, this is y-axis. If it touches on y-axis, keep in mind, the value is infinity. Then at point, because here also symbolically we can write. But how to write symbolically? Symbolically we can write, look at this, symbolically we can write lower line of P. P lower line is PT. So we write PP upon upper line, there is nothing. So 0. This is symbolical expression. And the value will be infinity. Have you got it? Okay. Then what about the point T? Similarly, the point T, then definitely you know what will be the value. Anjal, what will be the value?
0.
0. So what is the symbolical expression of T? Lower line of T, there is nothing, so that will be 0. Then upper line, what is
A.
TA. So the value is 0. The value is 0. Okay, it is also given in the textbooks. By using a straight line demand curve, you are supposed to calculate all the price elasticity of all those points. 5 different points are given, and using this formula, keep in mind the formula, every time you need to write the formula. Don't think that once you have written the formula, so the next time you need not to write. No. Every time it is for the sake of scoring mark. Every time you need to write the formula, you need to write the symbolical expression like this. Symbolical expression is compulsory because no other way of calculation here. No numerics are given. There is no plus and minus here. So we symbolically expresses the values and we calculate and we use this. So it is compulsory. It is definitely you have to utilize. Understand? Just note it down. Okay. 1 minute. I'm coming. Okay, have you completed? Have you completed, everyone? So far, are you clear? Okay. Now we have one more step there. That is non-linear. Non-linear. Okay. In non-linear, how to calculate the price elasticity of demand in non-linear? It's very simple. We can see. Non-linear, it says that, saying non-linear, what does it say? Not a straight line. Not a straight line. Very simple. Just listen. But this is the demand curve. Demand curve now, it is not a straight line. It is not a straight line. So this is like this, the demand curve, and you are asked to calculate. You are asked to calculate any point, or this is the point, point A, and you are asked to calculate this point A's price elasticity, and that one. How can we calculate it? Just listen. To calculate the price elasticity at point A, first of all, we need to use a tangent line. We should draw a line that must tangent with the demand curve. So I am drawing a line tangent with this particular point. So this line is tangency, a joint point, and there we should give a particular name of that. BC is the name of the line, and this is the place which is tangent. So we have to calculate using the same formula. What is the formula? Is equal to lower line segment upon upper line segment. So we will write the price elasticity of demand is equal to lower line at the point A is AC. AC upon upper line is AB. AB. Therefore, the value is equals to 1, because as I told you, if the point comes exactly at the center of the demand curve, the value will be equals to 1. Is that clear? All of you clear? Okay. Any point wherever on the demand curve, draw a tangency line and use the same formula. Okay. Is that clear? Everybody is clear? Okay then. So up to here you should read, and by next class we will see the another part, so that we can complete that chapter also. So please go through this numericals. You have to solve in the fair copy very properly. There is any doubts, you can ask me later. Okay, so up to here, all the points, diagram, everything you have to study. Okay then, bye.